everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making this fabulous Uptown scarf. This is made for a man, but also a woman can wear it. It is very universal and I love it so much. We are using this Diamond Trellis type of stitch. I love this stitch so much. I actually used this similar stitch in a project I made a while ago making a pineapple jar cozy. So if you haven't seen that project, you should check that out too. It's using a similar stitch to this. And this stitch just makes a nice masculine type of design with diamonds down the whole piece. Now this is a nice big long blanket scarf. It is over 7 feet long. So as you can see, that's the back side. But this is super duper long and super fabulous. And you can see all the pictures on the blog of my husband Nate in it. He looks so fabulous in it. Oh my god. So I'm gonna get into the supplies and then we'll get into making this. It's super simple. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns and Yarnspirations for this yarn. I'm using Red Heart Comfort. You can see that we are using 612 yard balls. I used 2 balls of this. Okay, so about 1,200 yards or so. I had a little bit left over. So that's how much I used 2 balls of this. This is a size 4 medium yarn. You can use any worsted weight or double knitting yarn for this project. And it is just a plain, I think, acrylic. Yes. Acrylic yarn here, so you can use any cotton, acrylic, wool, really any type of yarn. It's so universal. I love this project so much. It's a nice scarf, blanket scarf for the cold season coming to Wisconsin, at least. I live in Wisconsin and this will be great for the winter weather. You're going to also need an H size crochet hook, which is 5 millimeters. This crochet hook is from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. I'll be using this in the tutorial today. This is hand carved, it's ergonomic, it's super fancy, and it is lightweight. For anybody who crochets for a really long period of time, this hook is definitely for you. You should check it out on Etsy. The Etsy shop is called Would Be Fancy. I'll put a link next to what hook size I used in the materials section of this pattern, so you can go to the Etsy shop and get one of these hooks for yourself. Also, you're going to need a yarn needle and a scissors to cut your yarn and sew in the ends, but this is just one color, no color changes, and there's not much for cutting and sewing. It's just the beginning and the end, so it's fabulous, super simple project, and it's a repeat pattern, which is awesome. I'll just show you the first 7 rows and then you're on your own for the rest of the project, and then we just do a simple single crochet edge. So that is the pattern. This blanket scarf took me about 4 days to make, and it is about 7.5 feet long. It is 201 rows. All of this information is in the notes section of the pattern. You can make this as long or as short as you want it to be, but I made it about 7.5 feet, a little almost 8 feet long. So I just wanted it to be super bulky and super blankety and just warm and chunky. So I really love this very much. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for this yarn. Big thank you to my dad who's videotaping, editing, and putting up this tutorial for everyone on YouTube. Big thank you to you for watching. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Please check out all the links in the description of this video, link to the pattern, link to all my social pages, and links to the materials. And I will now get started and make this Uptown scarf. Alright, let's start out with a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down, and then pull your long end through and pull tight, and there's your slip knot. You can insert your hook and we can start. So let's start out by chaining 39. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to make you watch me chain 39, so just chain 39 and then I'll be back and we'll go on to row 1. Alright, this is what I have here, just a simple chain here of 39. So now what we're going to do is single crochet into the second chain from the hook and all the way across. So the loop on your hook here does not count as a chain, so this chain right here would be counted as the first chain from your hook, and then this chain next to that right here is going to count as your second chain. What I like to do is turn the chain towards me, and you can see these back ridges on your chain. There's a back ridge right there, right there, right there. So we are going to actually work into those. Now you don't have to. You can work in any loop that you want of the chain, but we're going to go into this second chain right here. We're going to go into that chain, then yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. Okay, that's a single crochet. So we're going to do that all the way across. So go into the next chain, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, go into the next chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And you just do that all the way across, and at the end of this row you will have 38 stitches. Now I do want to mention, if you wanted to skip the whole chaining and then single crocheting across, you could start with 38 foundation single crochet stitches. There are tutorials on YouTube or on the internet of how to do a foundation single crochet. Just make sure that you have 38 stitches on row 1, and that's what I'm going to do now. And once I finish row 1 here, I will come back and we'll go on to row 2 next. Alright, just going on to row 2 now. So this is what your work should look like, just one long single crochet row. Like I said, I have 38 stitches now. Going on to row 2, row 2, row 3. Row 2 says to chain up 2, so yarn over, pull through 1 and 2, turn your work around. Now this chain 2 does not count as anything, so never work into that and just always ignore that. And we are going to work into this very first stitch right here. So it looks like the chain 2 is worked in there. Just ignore the chain 2. It does not count as a single thing throughout this whole project. And we are going to double crochet into each stitch across. So the double crochet is to yarn over your hook, so go from the back just like that, go into that very first stitch right here, okay, yarn over and pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops on your hook. Okay, just like that. So that's a double crochet. So we are going to double crochet into each stitch across. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and continue. Just double crochet into each stitch all the way across. You will have 38 double crochets. I'm going to do that, and then in row 3 we will start making those front post treble crochet stitches. Alright, just finishing row 2 here. So I have 38 double crochets. So now for row 3 we are going to chain 1 and turn our work around. Okay, and the chain 1 again does not count as anything, okay? The chain 1 at the beginning of a row and the chain 2 at the beginning of the row do not count as anything. So we're going to work into this very first stitch right here, and we're going to single crochet. So go into this first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we're going to make a front post treble crochet on the 4th stitch in row 1. So we're going to come down here and you're going to stretch your work across here so you can see your stitches. Here's our first single crochet stitch right here. Okay, here's our second, here's our third, and here's our 4th. Okay, so mark this stitch. You can just use your finger here. I'm going to pinch it, and what we're going to do is yarn over twice on our hook. Okay, so it looks like there's 3 loops on our hook. We're going to go to this side of the 4th stitch in. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th stitch in on row 1. We're going to go on this side of the post, okay, around the stitch to the other side, just like this. So it's a front post treble crochet is yarning over, okay, just hook that yarn on, okay, pull it through, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops, just like that. So now we have a diagonal front post treble crochet. Now what we need to do is single crochet into the next 3 stitches on row 2 over here, but we are going to skip this stitch right here. So you can see our first single crochet is worked into this stitch. Here is the next stitch right here next to that single crochet. We are skipping that one because this treble crochet is basically covering it and worked into that stitch. So we're going to skip that one, and we're going to go to this next one right here, okay, and we are going to single crochet into 3 stitches. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3. Okay, just like that. So now we are going to make a stitch that goes this way and this way. So it's called a front post treble crochet 2 together. It's a very long, complicated stitch, so I want to show you how to do it. We are going to yarn over twice, going back to the 4th stitch that this stitch is worked into right here. So we're going to go back on our work around that same 4th stitch, so go on from this side to this side, okay, yarn over and pull through, okay, and now we're going to partially finish this stitch. So we are going to yarn over, pull through 2 of the loops, so we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and only pull through the other only 2 loops on here. So now we have 2 loops left on our hook. We're going to hold those and we are going to yarn over twice. Okay, it's a very long stitch, you guys. We're going to skip 3 of these single crochets from row 1. So you can see 1. Okay, so you can see we're worked in this one. So skip 3 of these next ones. 1, 2, 3. Go to this next one here. This will be the 8th stitch on row 1 right here. We are going to go on the side of it, around the post, just like this, then yarn over, pull it through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. So now we have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to put this stitch and this stitch together by yarning over and pulling through all 3 of those loops. And there, my friends, is a front post treble crochet 2 together stitch. I know that sounds super difficult, but if you practice enough, which we're going to a lot in this project, that is what we're going to be making a lot of, okay? So now, if you look in the back here, our next stitch on row 2 is, sorry, I'm like jumbled up here, right here, okay? So we have a single crochet in this stitch, and this is our next stitch. We are going to skip that stitch because this treble crochet 2 together stitch is worked in basically in front of that one. So what we're instead going to do is go into the next stitch, and we're going to single crochet into 3 stitches. So go into this next stitch here, so skip that one, go into this next one here, and single crochet into 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now what we're going to do is repeat this stitch next. So we're going to go into this previous stitch here, then skip these 3, and then work the other half of this stitch in this next stitch over here. So what we're going to do is yarn over twice, okay, go into that stitch from row 1 that our previous front post stitch was worked on around, just like that. Yarn, that was the 8th stitch, okay, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Hold these 2 loops on your hook, yarn over twice, okay, stretch your work if you need to, and count the next stitches here. There's 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go around this next stitch here. This will be your 12th stitch of row 1. We're going to go around that post. Okay, just like that. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to put this stitch and this stitch together as one, so yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And there is your front post treble crochet 2 together stitch, just like this one. Okay, so we're making a zigzag like this. So I just need you to do that all the way across. So single crochet into 3 stitches on row 2. Just remember to skip the one behind this treble crochet 2 together stitch here. So skip this one, go into this next one here, okay, and single crochet into 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and then make your treble crochet 2 together stitch on those stitches from row 1. Okay, so skip 1, 2, 3, and then go into this next one here, just like this. Okay, so if you need to rewind to see how I am doing this, but just repeat this all the way across, and then once you have all your stitches across, I'll meet you up and we'll go on to row 4 next. Okay, so finishing row 3, I got stuck on all of my tested items here, all of my tested scarves. So when you finish row 3, this is just going to be for row 3 only. The rest of these rows are going to line up. But what I ended up doing for our last little treble crochet 2 together stitch, what I ended up doing for the very last one here, I have 3 stitches left here. So there's actually 4 because this one is the stitch worked behind, or that is behind this one. So what I ended up doing to finish was actually working into that stitch. Okay, so you can see my 4 stitches. Actually, there might be 5 here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stitches. Okay, so what I ended up doing is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah. So I ended up working into that stitch next. Okay, so there's 5 stitches left for me here. So you're going to work into that stitch just for row 3. I know it doesn't look weird in the end, I promise. So we're just going to single crochet into that stitch in 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, just like that. So when we started this row, we started with a regular front post treble crochet. So we're going to end with a regular front post treble crochet stitch. So what we're going to do is yarn over twice, go to that previous stitch here where our last front post treble crochet 2 together stitch is worked into. We're going to go into that stitch just like that and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then what we're going to do is skip this stitch here and then single crochet into the last stitch. And that is how I worked row 3. Now row 3 is not part of our repeat pattern, so don't worry about that, but you want to make sure that you end with a front post treble crochet diagonal this way, because we started with one diagonal this way. So this is how your work should look for row 3. So now, going on to row 4. Row 4 is starting our repeat rows. Okay, so what we're going to do is chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2, turn your work around. Again, the chain 2 does not count as anything. We are going to double crochet across. So yarn over, go into this very first stitch right there. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we are just double crocheting into each stitch across. Okay, just like this, very simply. So I'm going to do that, and then once I finish double crocheting across for row 4, I'll come back and I'll show you how to do row 5. Alright, this is what your work should look like. Just this is the back side of your work. So we're going to go on to row 5 next. We are going to chain up 1, turn your work around. Okay, so row 5 is now also another part of the repeat pattern. So what we're going to do now is single crochet into the first 3 stitches. And if you are able to see, here's 1, 2, 3. This next stitch right here, this 4th stitch, is directly in the center of this V of this treble crochet, these treble crochet stitches. So we want to get to the middle stitch here, which is our 4th stitch. So what we're going to do is single crochet till we get there. So single crochet into the first 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So now we're in the middle of these stitches here. And what we want to do is come in and make a diamond. So we are going to treble crochet 2 together, front post style. So I'll show you how to do that. We're going to yarn over twice. We're going to go around this first treble crochet stitch right here. So we're going to come down around the post, okay, just like that. Then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. But hold these last 2 loops on your hook, yarn over twice, and now we're going to go to this front post treble crochet 2 together stitch. We're going to go around the whole thing. So go around this post and this post. Okay, around the whole stitch. And then yarn over and pull it through. Okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we have the 3 loops on the hook, so yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops. And there is our first diamond. How cool is that? So now we are going to come up top here on our row 4 here. We're going to skip this stitch back here because this stitch is basically worked. That's where that stitch would be. So we're going to go to this next stitch here. Okay, yarn over and pull through. We're going to single crochet into 3 stitches on row 4. So 1, next 2, next 3. Okay, and now what we're going to do is front post treble crochet 2 together on this stitch and this stitch to make another diamond right here, okay? Or finish off this diamond right here. So what we're going to do is yarn over twice, go to this previous one right here, go around both of those posts, okay? Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. But hold those other 2 loops on your hook, yarn over twice, go to the next front post treble crochet 2 together stitch, go around both of those posts just like this, okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, again yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops, and now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And then you can look back here, skip this stitch right here, okay, go to this stitch right here, and single crochet into 3 stitches on row 4. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and just repeat that, this and these 3 stitches, all the way across. So this stitch and these 3 stitches all the way across. So yarn over twice, go to this previous one, down on row 3, then keep those 2 loops on your hook, yarn over twice, go to the next stitch on row 3, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. There is our front post 2 together treble crochet 2 together stitch. Skip this next stitch up here, go into the next one and single crochet into 3 stitches on row 4. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, just like that. I've just made another diamond. So we're just going to make diamonds all the way across, just continuing with that pattern, and then once I finish that, I will come back and show you what to do next. Alright, when you're finishing your last diamond here, which I am doing right now, we want to work our final one on this last treble crochet here. So I am just finishing off row 5 now. And what we want to do is end this row then with a single crochet into the last 3 stitches. So skip this stitch here and single crochet into these last 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and there you have your first set of diamonds. How pretty! Okay. So now, going on to row 6. Row 6 is a repeat of row 4. So we are going to chain 2, turn our work around, looking at the back of our scarf, and we are going to double crochet into all the stitches across. Okay, that chain 2 did not count as anything, so remember, double crochet into that first stitch, and in all of the stitches, all the way across. Just like this. I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and show you row 7. Alright, just finished row 6 now. We just double crocheted across here. So now row 7, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work around. And now we are going to start again making our diamonds. So it's very similar to this row, row 3, what we did. But since we're not going to be working around single crochets, I want to show you we're going to be working around these treble crochet 2 together stitches. So what we're going to do to start row 7 is to single crochet into the very first stitch. So we chained 1 and we turned our work. So now we're going into the very first stitch and we are single crocheting. Now we are going to make our diagonal stitch here. So we are just going to make a regular treble crochet front post stitch. So yarn over twice. Okay, go around the whole post here, this post and this post, the whole stitch. That's a front post 2 together. Front post treble crochet 2 together. I know it's a mouthful, but we're going to go around the whole thing, yarn over, pull through, okay, and then finish off your treble crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2, 2, and 2. Now, again, just like how we've been working this pattern, we are going to skip this stitch in the back right here. Whoops, I don't know if you saw that. Right there, we're going to skip that one. Okay, we have to go to the next one. So go into this very next one, single crochet. Weird. That was a weird thing I just did. Okay, we're going to go into this one right here, and we are going to single crochet into 3 stitches. So here is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and just like the established diamond pattern, now we are going to treble crochet 2 together, going into the front posting of this stitch here and this stitch here. So yarn over twice, go all the way back to this whole posting, both of these posts here, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. But hold these 2 loops on your hook, yarn over twice, go to the next 2 together stitch here, this next treble crochet 2 together, pull through the whole thing, okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and look at that, it created a diamond right here. Okay, so these are all just going to be a bunch of diamonds like this, and also right here. Okay, cool. So now we're just going to repeat what we've been doing, so skip this stitch in the back here and go to this next one right here, and single crochet into these next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we have to make our front post treble crochet 2 together stitch with this stitch and this stitch. So yarn over twice, go back to this stitch way over here, around the whole thing, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, go to the next one over here, yarn over, pull through 2, or I'm sorry, pull through that, yarn over, pull through 2 here. I just say yarn over, pull through so much. You just know how to do it already. I'm just going to stop talking and let you continue your pattern exactly how this is. Very similar to row 5, just starting and ending differently. So I'll show you how I end row 7, and then you can go on to doing your repeat. Alright, so finishing row 7, we are going to make just a front post treble crochet on this previous front post treble crochet 2 together stitch. So just finish off, just like how we started, we're going to end. So we started with a front post treble crochet, we're going to end with a front post treble crochet. And then for row 7, we're going to skip this stitch here and just single crochet into the last stitch, just like that, okay? So now, this is what it looks like so far. What I need you to do now is repeat rows 4, 5, 6, and 7. So row 4 was just a double crochet row. So chain 2, turn your work, double crochet across. Then row 5 was single crocheting in the first 3 stitches and the last 3 stitches, doing the front post treble crochet stitches, finishing off these diamonds, okay? Then row 6 was also a repeat of row 4, so we're just doing double crochets across, and then I just showed you row 7. So we are going to continue this pattern for however long you want it to be. You want to end your pattern on a repeat of row 5, okay? So row 5 is closing these diamonds, because if you end on a repeat of row 7, you'll have this weird, like it looks like a start of a diamond. So row 5 is the repeat that you want to end on, because it'll close the diamonds and then you'll have a clean edge. Okay, so what we want to do is end on a repeat of row 5. You can make this as long as you want. I'm either going to end on row 199 or 201. I don't know yet because this isn't long enough yet, but the written pattern will tell you which row I ended on. So check out the written pattern on YARNutopia.com. Which row I ended on, and that will get me to 7.5 feet long. I want this to be really long and like a blanket scarf, like ginormous for a man, and also for me because I like to be cozy into something really nice and fluffy and furry and just really, really luscious. So, and that's what this is gonna be. It's gonna be really nice and plushy and nice. So I really am excited to finish this off. So it's gonna take me a while. I anticipate probably 3-4 days. So I'm going to come back and I'll show you my finished product, and then we'll go on to, we're just gonna single crochet around the whole thing when we're finished. Alright, welcome back. I'm just finishing row 201 here, and this piece is so flipping long. It turned out so beautifully, but it just, I mean, it doesn't end. It's gorgeous. This piece is almost 8 feet long, actually. So you can't even get the whole thing in the camera, but it's gorgeous. I love the diamonds on it, gorgeous, and this looks great. Oh my gosh. So as you can see, my edges here are a little messed up. They're not, I mean, it's straight, but it's not as straight as I would like it to be. Just, I just want to clean it up. So what you can do, it's up to you. You can do a reverse single crochet, or you can do just a regular single crochet. And I think for this scarf, I'm going to do a regular single crochet. So what we're going to do, we're just going to single crochet around the whole piece. So you want to make sure you're looking at the front of your scarf. This is the back, so it's just plain back, which doesn't look bad, but the design is the front here. So what we're going to do is make sure you're looking at the front. And since I ended on a repeat of row 5, I'm going to turn my work to this side here, and I'm going to work down this edge. So what I'm going to do, you can chain 1 if you want to, you don't have to, and we're just going to, wherever your hook fits is where you should single crochet. So we've made a lot of single crochets in this project, so you know how to do it already, but I'm just going to go down this edge, and just wherever my hook fits is where I'm going to single crochet. Just like this, along the edge. Then along the bottom, I'll be able to single crochet in each of the foundation chain stitches. And then coming up the other side, just single crochet wherever your hook fits. And then on this last edge here, we are going to end back to where we just began right here. So I'm just going to single crochet around this whole piece, and when I'm done, I'll come back and we'll finish this off. Alright, I'm just finished single crocheting around the whole piece now. So what we want to do to fasten this off is just slip stitch to the next stitch right here. Just go in, yarn over and pull through. It's kind of tight, sorry. And then pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, pull tight, yarn over, pull through to chain 1, and then cut this yarn and pull it all the way through that chain 1. And then pull tight, and it is secure. We just want to grab our yarn needle, yarn our needle with that strand, and then just sew it in underneath a bunch of these stitches, just like this. And then pull, stretch it out if you need to, cut any extra, and there it is. The Uptown scarf is finished. How fabulous. This is super thick, super lovely, super long, and super fashionable. Thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this super long blanket scarf. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns and Yarnspiration for this yarn. Red Heart Comfort. It was so fabulous to work with. I love the tweed and everything about it. And big thank you to my dad today for filming this tutorial and for editing this tutorial and letting us post. Oh my gosh, there's a hook in my yarn. There it is. Have you ever lost a hook in your ball of yarn? I don't know how that happened. Well, I found my hook. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy hooking.